I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 68 of Raise the Holt. We're really plowing through these episodes and getting into these seasons. It's great stuff. Now, since the last episode, we had that excellent win against AC Milan 4-1. So we've had two games in the league. First up here, 4-0 away to Fulham. We were absolutely rampant in this game. We missed our chances. We could have actually won by a lot more. And it was Wilson with another hat-trick, which made it 8 goals in the last 3 games. He's absolutely on fire. So that was a really, really good win for Luis Felipe with the 4th. And then we went and hosted Middlesbrough. Now, this shouldn't have been as close as it was. We just didn't take the chances that we have been in the previous games. And then Doyle Hayes with an absolute horror back pass made us nervous with the last 10 minutes. But Doyle Hayes, he got a goal, so that's good. It was from a corner. And then James Wilson with yet another goal got us the 2-1 win. So this episode, we're going to be away to Ajax in the Champions League, then away to Huddersfield in the league. Now, Huddersfield are mid-table team, 9th. So it's not going to be the easiest game in the world, that one. But let's just have a look at the league table. You can see we're sitting up there in second now. We're quite a ways away from Arsenal, 7 points. We don't want to drop any more points behind Arsenal because they do look quite a good team this year. So when we get to team selection in a minute, bear that in mind. You can see we're in second, but Chelsea, Tottenham are right there, as are United, Wolves, Leicester. It's very, very tight right now. It's between 2nd and 7th. So we just want to watch our step in the league. Champions League, we're already through the group. It's just a matter of whether we finish top. Ajax would need to win both their last games to do that. So a draw today would mean that we're through. So let's get on with that game. And this is the team we're going with. Now, we're playing more or less a reserves team. The reason being, a lot of our players have played a lot, and their medical centre, their injury risk is high. Now, what I've done is I've rested them all this week from training, so that's why it's a little bit less than it has been. And what we're going to do is we're going to play the team I'm going to go through in a second, and then we're going to play a stronger team in the league. As I said, I don't want to drop any more points and fall any more than 7 behind Arsenal. And then if we do happen to lose this, we have a home game at Hertha Berlin, who are the whipping boys. We've already beaten them comfortably away. So if we need to get something from that game, I'm reasonably confident we can. So we're going with Pereira in goal instead of Golini. Ahmedzovic, Mings and Kone is the back 3. Alex and Bree providing the width. Doyle Hayes and Joyce in midfield, one of our young midfielders. Dixon, another one of our young midfielders, as the playmaker with Gonzalez. And Callum Mosley making his Champions League debut up top as well. Okay, so we can see the Ajax lineup there, a little bit defensive, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. Team talk-wise, we should do it for the fans. All right, we'll go out there and give the fans their money's worth. The old calm, we have faith. And then let's hope we can get a result here with the kids. It would be a big result if we could do it with this team, wouldn't it? Amsterdam Arena. It's one of the grounds I'd really like to go to in Europe, actually. It's definitely on the bucket list for me. So it's going to be interesting to see. I do like giving some of these players a go. Dixon and Joyce are really, really good prospects. They've both been playing for the England under-21s. And then, of course, Callum Mosley as well. We know he's doing okay for us when he comes on. It's an own goal, so we can't get too excited, but it's a goal. What has happened to the defence? It looks as though he's almost tried to score an own goal there, doesn't it? But yeah, and Callum Mosley's been playing for the under-20s or under-19s or whatever the age group is that he's playing in below the 21s. So we've got some good players on the field here, even though we haven't seen that much of them so far in episodes. So what's that pass? Not really to anybody. Go on, close him down, Callum. Oh, well done. No, it's a little bit unlucky there. Deflection didn't fall to one of our other players. All right. Highlight continues. Can we win this back, or are we going to have a shot on our goal? Looks as though well defended. They've kept the ball, though. We've got to get this back. The longer these highlights go on, we know that it tends to lead to a goal. Can you get that Pereira? He should have come for that. We've got a little bit lucky. And by a little bit, I mean quite a lot, because Pereira really did need to come for that cross. It was a bit of a floater, wasn't it? So we haven't had too much of the game, even though we have the lead, which is fine because we have the lead. Callum Mosley knocks the ball in. James Bree, he's got a shot on him. If he's going to go to the byline, can he get a cross back? No, he's going to lose it. He's just got absolutely nothing from that. So you begin to worry that Yeah, we're falling out of this end. Well done, Alex. He probably shouldn't be that far in field as our wing back, but that's okay. He did the job, read the play. We say, go on, Callum Mosley. Just need a little bit more patience, it looks like, in attack, doesn't it? We're not really... or then James Bree's case, you could argue that he had too much patience. So, Right. It's just a little bit better. Building from the back. Pereira, he's coming a long way out just to pass it to his defender, but that's okay. Oh, Almedzovic, just a terrible... We need to play with more width, I think. It looks as though we're just getting choked down the middle, doesn't it? Nonali Pereira, it's off the post, is it? We've got that clear. We have. It was good defending. Gonzalez. Go on, what can you do, son? It's fallen to Joyce. No, nothing there. Okay, we're going to try playing with a bit more width here because it looks as though we're getting sort of choked in the middle there. If we play with width, it'll give us a little bit more room in the middle, even if we don't necessarily attack down those wings. Let's give them some encouragement. We've had our fair share of possession. It's just been a tight game. It hasn't been much goal-mouth action. I'm not sure if that shot on target is the goal or not, because it technically wasn't a shot on target, was it? So, if we can get in, concentrate into the break, get in at 1-1, 1-0, not 1-1, don't come in at 1-1. Get in at 1-0, and then see what we can do. Yeah, see, they're looking nervous. And a draw is enough for us. A draw guarantees us top spot. Of course, the good thing of that is that it means we can play a similar team in the last game as well, give some of these young players a run out. We do have Zelo on the bench too, obviously another one of our academy products named after you guys, so it would be great if we could bring him on in the second half. It's a decent ball in, a little bit too close to the keeper. And of course, if you do want to have a computer-generated prospect named after you, I've said before, I want to name them after you guys rather than just computer-generated names. So leave me a comment, send me a tweet at Aussie Villain, and we can definitely look at getting a academy prospect named after you. There's a ball for Callum Mosley. Go on, Callum. Go on, son. Oh, unlucky. That looked a pretty good save from the keeper, didn't he? He had to stick his hand out to it. Can we sneak a second one coming into the break? Gonzalez down to Kone. No, just couldn't find the shot. Doyle Hayes, good tackle, launches back to his feet. Got a pass in here for Dixon. Dixon's got a shot on him. Ooh. You may have noticed in goals of the month, Dixon has quite the long shot on him. He's scored a few. He hit one off the crossbar, which I think ended up, it was a nice finish from Callum Mosley to put in the rebound. But yeah, if you've been watching goals of the month, which I recommend you do, end of every episode, best goals that weren't seen sort of on the channel in games like this. We'll go far from please because individually we're not playing well. Yeah, do check out goals of the month at the end of every episode. I highly recommend it if I do say so myself. Yeah, so we'd like to try and bring Zelo on if we can, even if we can get a second, we might look at doing that. Doyle Hayes is more of a first teamer than the rest of them, so we might look at taking him off maybe, moving Joyce into a more defensive role, drop Dixon back in and play Zelo up top. We have Luis Felipe on the bench and the Boob and Lima as well if we do need to rescue something here. So let's maybe go with a demand more because we're just, this game's sort of floating by, isn't it? We're in front on an own goal. Oh, it's a decent tackle. Can we get onto that? We can. Callum Mosley, well done, son. Can he find a teammate? He can. Alex into Dixon. Out to Doyle Hayes. There's a pass in here. There he is to Joyce. Joyce, go on, son. Go! Well, saying demand more now seems a little bit harsh, doesn't it? It says it's Joyce's first goal for the club. I thought he had got one in a Carling Cup game or Carabao Cup, whatever it's called. But maybe not. Not a bad situation to score your first goal in, though. It's at Champions League, away to Ajax. Definitely a prestige game. So that is wonderful stuff. So that's 2 goals up. Let's now think about changes. We're going to leave Callum Mosley on because it's game time for him. We're going to bring Zelo on for Doyle Hayes. And like I say, we're just going to switch things around a little bit here. We'll play Joyce as a defensive midfielder. We'll play Dixon. Is he better a little bit forward? What is another role? Box to box, maybe? All right, we'll send him box to box. Zelo up there as the playmaker. And let's see how we go here. This is, I think, Zelo's Champions League debut. So it's good to get both him and Mosley off the mark in Europe in the same game. hopefully off the mark in terms of goals as well as appearances. Look at this second half performance, 11 shots to 2. And as I said, bear in mind, this is essentially the reserves. All right, Bree's looking a little bit tired. We do have one of our younger right backs coming up on the bench, so we'll bring him on. Bree's done fine, except for that first half cross that he just kind of didn't put in. But otherwise, all good. Billet over the ball for the free kick. Oh, wasn't a mile away, was it? Billet is someone that I'm thinking of loaning out to Sochaux, our French feeder club. So, tempted to do that one. I was planning on using him a lot more, but with Stamenkovic coming in, it's kind of... Billet was kind of the Andrea Conti replacement. So, as I said, with Stamenkovic coming in, we have a young, very, very good wing-back there. So I'm thinking maybe we'll loan him out now. And the problem we have is he's probably going to be better than Bree. Certainly he's expected to be, but we need English players. We can only have so many foreign players. So I think it takes 5 years for him to become quote-unquote English as a second nationality. I think that's still the case post-Brexit, but we haven't had 5 seasons in the game yet to know for sure. Zelaw on the ball. It's probably the end of the game highlight, this one. Yeah, it is. So there we go. It's a good 2-0 win with the reserves away to Ajax. That guarantees top spot in the group, and it means we can play these guys again. We might even give Zelaw a start. And that'll be the next episode, I think, against Hertha Berlin at home at Villa Park. So there we go. AC Milan with a comfortable win over Hertha. So let's have a look at the table there. Makes it interesting between Ajax and Milan. They play each other in the last game, and we're high-flying. 15 points from 15. Yeah, we have Hertha Berlin at home in the last game, so we'll put the kids out for that one. So stay right here. We'll be back for Huddersfield in the league, and this is a really big game. Look at how close that is at the top. Okay, welcome back. And you can see here against Huddersfield, we are in 5th. This is the Monday night game, so everybody else has played. We're in 5th. We need a win to get back to 2nd and to stay within 7 points of Arsenal. If it goes to 10 points... we're going to really struggle, I think, to pull that back. So it really is a big game for us. And to represent that, we have gone with what's essentially our first choice team. We have obviously a deeper squad now, so whether some of these players you consider first choice or not is debatable. But Golini in goal, Van Drongelen, Magnanelli and Kone in defence, Ben Davies and Stamenkovic down the wings. Lima, we're going with Luis Felipe over Dele Alli, who's on the bench. We're going with Phillips, Cameron and Wilson up top. And again, we have Gonzalez and the Boob on the bench. So we've got cavalry on the bench if we need it, but hopefully it'll be a relatively comfortable win for us. So they're going the old 4-4-2, which is fine by us. Anybody? Tarkovsky's there. Anybody else we recognise? Doesn't look like it, does it? Andre Ayew? Okay, so let's go with the Team Talk Challenge where they pick off. I don't like that as a Team Talk. I just don't. We've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. We'll go with that. The old calm. We have faiths. And then off we go to hopefully get 3 points on the road. All right, come on, Villa. So yeah, I almost played Dele Alli instead of Luis Felipe, but I'm trying Felipe in as a deep playing playmaker or deep lying playmaker. See if that works. I'd like the idea, of him perhaps sitting a little bit deeper and spraying passes around. We know he has excellent passing and excellent vision as well. Stamenkovic down for Paddy Roberts. No, it's not quite there. And then Patrick Roberts is sort of an advanced playmaker. Everything going through him in the middle. He can run, he can pass. We know he's got a finish on him. So I like the idea of that. Whether the idea is as good as reality, we'll have to see. It's a bit of a weak shot from Ben Davies. But not bad for 3 minutes. A bright start. We'll give them some encouragement. And see if we can get an early goal here. Is the highlight going to continue? It looks like maybe it is. Can we get a foot in somewhere? Go on, Felipe. Andre, we've left our man there, haven't we? That's going to be Jordan Cameron, and Golini it was a save. Bit of a sitter, we have to say. That's where Golini can be brilliant, but then we see him just absolutely flap at a ball that rolls through his legs at the speed of a snail. He's really a frustrating goalkeeper. I'm leaning towards our next sort of big ticket purchase just being a young goalkeeper, just a 5-star, really highly rated. Oh, we're struggling. A really highly rated goalkeeper that's young that we can just stick in that, have Pereira back him up, and we know goalkeepers taken care of. This is not going well. Goalkeepers is just taken care of for the next, foreseeable future. We don't have to worry about who's in goal for us. But let me know what your thoughts on that. But I feel like that right now is the biggest weakness. And if we can just snap up a young goalkeeper, we know it's done for 10 years. Then we don't have to worry about it. Felipe de Kone. What a soft goal that was. Look at Kone. In acres of space, no one picked him up, and he's just passed it into the back of the net. Really bad defending, but we will take that. And Kone does get quite a few goals from set pieces. He's not a bad finisher for a central defender, so if I had to have a defender in that position, Kone would definitely be the man I would choose. Now, can we go and get a second here? It's a good ball over the top for Wilson. He's a little wide. He's got men in the box. Look at this. Can he find a ball in? He can. Cameron! Oh, he should have scored. He should have scored. We should be 2-0 up. Let's give him a concentrate. Cameron has just gone off the boil a bit. He started the season like a house on fire, and he's just waning a little bit lately. See, I'd be happy at this point just to get in at 1-0. Tell them they're doing okay. Some of them aren't doing great, though. Vendrongal and Magnanelli aren't having their best games. But we're dominating possession. We've had far more of shots on goal, although they did have quite a good start to the game, didn't they? So we'll go with we're capable of better. I'll go through and do these individual team talks off camera, and then we'll come back for the second half. Okay, we haven't made any tactical changes. It was just a matter of just telling some players that they could do better and others that they're doing fine. So hopefully we'll get a bit of a reaction here. We really need a second goal, don't we? Just to make sure we're not going to have a sort of a silly mistake cost us 3 points. Because as I've said, and I know I'm harping on it, we cannot afford. What's happened to Davies there? He's hurt himself. It's only a bruised ankle. It's hardly going Felipe. Oh, what a free kick that is. Well, that's the best free kick we've seen in the series, isn't it? What an effort that is, straight into the near post. That was unsavable. That is a great, great goal. And that has somewhat got us out of a bit of a sticky situation because we haven't really been looking like scoring. All right, Ben Davies is hurt. He's not looking the best. We'll bring Mings on 2-0 up. I think we can trust Mings at the left back 2-0 up. He is quite a good player. He just has a habit of letting his man go when he's defending. But he also is quite good in the air and very pacey, so he definitely has an upside as well. All right, Felipe's having a whale of a game, isn't he? A goal and assist. It's back out to Paddy Roberts. Can he find a ball into the box? He can. Magnanelli, no. Wilson, back post. So difficult, I think you could say. That was not the easiest chance. Cameron is just not having a good game again. I'm wondering if we take him off, maybe for the boob. It's a decent ball out for Mings. Can Mings get back post for Cameron? There we go. He lops it up. Cameron, he's missed it again. He's just not playing well. So we'll give them an encouragement, and I think we've got to take Cameron off. He's just gone off his game, hasn't he? Which is disappointing because he was so good at the start of the season. But we can forgive him that. He's only young. It's his first season in the team, so we might just look to. I'll have a word to him, and we might look to just maybe play him in the under-23s for a bit. Just let him get some confidence back, start finding the back of the net again. We'll give them a concentrate here. We're 2-0 up, but we don't need to make this nervous like we did in that Middlesbrough game because we've dominated this. We should not be in a position where we might not win it. We don't think we'll bother making any more subs. This is likely to be it. Let's listen to the Villa fans celebrate the win. Can we top it off with a third? It's a decent cross in. Wilson's there. Wilson! Oh! It's the first game in a long time he hasn't scored, just James Wilson, so he'll be a little bit disappointed with that, I would imagine. But still some time to go here. It's been a long highlight, whether this is sort of just the wind down to the end of the game now or whether we will get another chance. We're keeping the ball nicely, though. It's only 5 seconds to go. This is surely the end of the game. Nice little triangle to finish it off. There's the 3 points. Luis Felipe, what a free kick. That is the best free kick I've seen in this version of Football Manager, I think. That was an absolute whale of a goal. Let me know what you think. Have you seen better free kicks than that? We haven't really had a top-class free kick exponent, I don't think, at the club. So it's not as if we've had, players that are capable of doing that. But I don't remember seeing a better free kick in a long, long time. So there we go, back within the 7 points, back in second where we wanted to be. So that is a massive positive. Ben Davies, is he out for long? Just 2 to 3 days, so that should be fine. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll come back next time. I'm tempted to show Hertha Berlin with the kids. What we'll do, there'll obviously be goals of the month. So if anybody scores against Hertha Berlin, then we'll show that in goals of the month. I did want to show the Carling Cup game, but then we also have a Manchester doubleheader. We'll do the same thing with the Carling Cup. Or Carabao Cup. That tells you the era I'm stuck in, doesn't it? If there's any goals that we score, we'll play the kids. If there's any goals that we score, it'll be on goals of the month, so you won't miss anything there. But I don't think we can not show Manchester City and Manchester United at home in the space of 3 days over the New Year break. I think that's got to be our episode, guys. So again, if you really want to see the other games, let me know, and I'll see if I can put up a special episode or something with the kids playing those two. But otherwise, we'll come back for the Manchester doubleheader next time. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Aussie Villain. If you've enjoyed the video, thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. You know the deal with that. But before we end, here are our goals of the month for November. We'll catch you next time.
Apologize.